Have you taken a moment to be aware of what we are doing here tonight? It is an amazing and blessed thing we are doing here tonight. I first met Pamela Perkins Carn 5 years ago when our church community was seeking ways to help victims of child sex trafficking. Overwhelmed by the enormity of the problem, especially in the metro Atlanta area, we needed help. Through the work of Interfaith Children's Movement, Pamela provided education, resources, and practical advice on how even our small church could make a difference in the lives of exploited children. The biggest gift she gave us, besides her passionate and infectious concern for the well-being of children, was introducing us to Interfaith Children's Movement. Trying to tackle any social issue by ourselves is a daunting task for a small faith community like ours. But when we partner with other faith communities, then our voice becomes stronger, our actions more effective, and our work on behalf of children begins to thrive. Pamela has served as coordinator for ICM since 2008. When I asked her what most energizes her about working with ICM, she said this: "Because ICM calls for the gathering of the whole faith community on behalf of all children, I believe that we and our children and our children's children will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living." Tonight's theme invites us to teach our children well about other religions. What better way to do that than for adults of all religions to work together to make the world a better place for all children? It is with profound gratitude and deep honor that I introduce to you Pamela Perkins Carn.
Good evening. And greetings of peace to each of you, and thank you, Kimberly, for making me sound so much better than I am. It is indeed a privilege and an honor to stand before you and see such a beautiful representation of the Creator's work. Thank you to the Planning Committee for inviting us and providing us the opportunity to come before you tonight. As Kimberly said, my name is Pamela Perkins Carn, and I am the coordinator for the Interfaith Children's Movement. This gathering resonates strongly with the very bones of ICM. For it was on September 11th, 2001, that ICM held its first prayer breakfast in downtown Atlanta. Some 400 plus individuals from different backgrounds and different faith traditions, Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Baha'i, Buddhist, Sikh, Hindu, Unitarian, and many others, all gathered at 7 o'clock in the morning to start a movement for ensuring the well-being of Georgia's children. And since that day, ICM has continued to move across this state, trumpeting the cause for children, encouraging our interfaith community to become the greatest advocate on the issues of juvenile justice and health care for children, poverty and education, parental nurture and immigration, child care and child protection. And it is in this vein that ICM continues to hold the annual prayer breakfast, gathering the interfaith community to a call to action. It is in this vein that ICM holds its annual anti-human trafficking Seder, gathering the interfaith community together for a call to action. It is in this vein that we hold our annual Children's Forum, again gathering the interfaith community for a call to action. It is in this vein that our ICM and COB unit meets every other month, gathering the interfaith community for a call to action. And it is in this vein that we hold our day at the Capitol, calling the interfaith community to come for a call to action. And it is in this vein that we come to you tonight on behalf of our children to explore another call to action. For while we celebrate with Thanksgiving the spirit of peace that dwells amongst us, there are children in our midst and children across the state who need our help and our compassion, who need our protection from societal ills that could otherwise overwhelm them, who need to know that their lives are not insignificant to us. Many of you are aware, as Kimberly outlined, that far too many of our children in Georgia are victims of child sexual exploitation and trafficking. From the far corners of northern Georgia to small rural counties along the coast, our children have been victims of this modern day slavery, perpetrated upon them by strangers, by friends, and yes, by family. How we can best teach our children well about religion is to be those living examples of the tenets of our respective faith traditions. We all are called to love and care for our children. Let us show that love by being in community with them, by being the mentor they thought they would never have, by helping them with their studies, by listening to what they have to say and encouraging them to share their thoughts, by providing them with the necessities that they need for a quality life, by providing them opportunities to explore their dreams, and by speaking up and showing up for them as advocates for better policies and laws. We have a golden opportunity to take a huge step in eliminating the victimization of children through child sexual exploitation and trafficking. Through your help and through your advocacy, this past legislative session, the Safe Harbor Rachel's Law Act was passed. This law is groundbreaking for Georgia. We will no longer criminalize our children for the criminalization that is being inflicted upon them, for the victimization that keeps them tied and bound to people who only mean them harm. We will no longer arrest our children and charge them for the very crime which is being committed against them. But we have one more step to take. We have to provide the funding for all of the services that they need. And in November 2016, we will have that opportunity. For out of the Safe Harbor Rachel's Law Act, a constitutional amendment is being proposed. And in November 2016, although our children cannot vote, we can be that vote for them. We can be the voice for them to let them know that we support them fully. The Safe Harbor Rachel's Law Act constitutional amendment will be that next step. It will hold our adult entertainment industry accountable for the spatial relationship it has to the sex trafficking of our children. There will be a fight, but we are ready on behalf of our children. Let us all answer the call to action. For our children need our voice. Our children need the very right that we have to exercise our citizenship in a profound way. In the season of Thanksgiving, we give thanks for you, for your compassion, for your understanding, and for your commitment to helping us to create that better tomorrow for all children today. We hope that you will stop by our table, as well as all of the other tables that are out in the lobby, to learn more about the work, about the mission, and about the movement, and how we working together together, working on behalf of our children, can make the difference that will change their lives forever. Thank you for having us. Blessings of peace and joy upon you and upon each of your families.